Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
A cold front is pushing into our area. It's likely to bring us some scattered thunderstorms this evening. I'll show you the timeline on Futurecast.
4 deaths in 4 days in Goldsboro. Coming up, how police are finding similarities in these investigations.
Former President Donald Trump's first criminal trial moves forward today after a historic start. The challenges lawyers are facing during jury selection and what we're learning about how the trial will play out.
No surprise at the WNBA draft, Caitlin Clark goes first overall. The big boom in ticket sales, her new team and the rest of the league are already seeing. Caitlin Clark fever there. Good morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock. We're just starting to see the sunrise there and the pretty colors in the sky. We appreciate you waking up with us. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Thanks for making us part of your Tuesday here. It is a beautiful start here as we get going. Temperature feels nice. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Another quiet day here. This will be pretty good until later. We got some concerns later on.
We do. This evening we'll have some thunderstorms most likely. This cold front is crossing our area right now, and it's bringing just a little bit of cloud cover. No rain. It's not going to rain this morning. As a matter of fact, the bulk of the day stays nice and dry, but we are seeing just a few clouds out there, which is going to make for a really pretty sunrise here over the next 30 minutes or so. By 8 a.m., our cold front slips southward. We'll see partly cloudy skies for the bulk of the day. And then gradually as we get into the evening, we start to see some storms developing in our southern counties, especially say from Durham and Raleigh southward. So Raleigh, Goldsboro, Clinton, between say 9 o'clock and midnight or so. We're not likely to have the storms reaching severe criteria, which would be 58 mile per hour winds, but we will see heavy rain. We'll see lightning and it will be blustery with these storms. Our rain chances overnight, again, between say 8 and 9, go up to around 30%. Looks like it'll mostly affect our southern counties. The models are just now starting to advertise some showers for tomorrow afternoon as well, and I'll walk you through that potential coming up. But beautiful in Franklinton right now, just a little pretty glow there along the horizon, a little blue, a little purple in the sky. 64 is our temperature in the triangle, and our dew point's at 54, which is still a comfortable level. 61 in South Hill, 57 in Rocky Mount, 64 in Durham, 63 in Fayetteville right now, and our temperatures are a few degrees warmer than this time yesterday. But the afternoon will be a few degrees cooler. We hit 89 yesterday, which is the hottest day that we've seen so far this year. We'll be mid-80s this afternoon as we see a bit more cloud cover and that chance of those evening thunderstorms. I'll show you how much rain we'll end up seeing over the next couple of days. Coming up, Brian.
It is 6:02 right now, Elizabeth, and we still have that minor crash in Raleigh on Blue Ridge Road, not too far from Glen Eden Drive. We haven't seen any delays on the sensors with that one this morning. It's likely been moved off into a parking lot, but just a heads up there on the northwest side of Raleigh. Going to check in on Durham, Chapel Hill, and Hillsborough right now. No crashes showing up at the moment, and all of our major routes there on the western side of the triangle are looking good.
Brian, thanks. 4 bodies found in 4 days in Goldsboro. Families and police are looking for what might be a common theme in all these deaths. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live outside the Goldsboro Police Department this morning. And Kelsey, police say these people may have taken drugs laced with fentanyl. Renee, investigators here at the police department are searching for answers this morning. The police chief says there are some potential similarities between these deaths. They're working to find out if they're linked to fentanyl. This morning, they're investigating these 4 deaths in 4 days. Richard Lane on Friday, Billy Saunders on Saturday, Chanel Alves on Sunday, and Ebony Jackson just yesterday. The family of this woman, Chanel Alves, spoke with WRAL as they're waiting on her autopsy results. She was a 34-year-old mother of 6. Her family says she battled with addiction.
A lot of people struggle with addiction. You know, if her passing away can raise awareness to that, you know, I think that would be a good thing.
And Alves' family is now pushing for resources to help people who are facing addiction. We'll be sure to stay on top of each of these investigations and keep you updated. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Goldsboro.
Today, jury selection will move forward in the hush money trial of former President Donald Trump. No jurors were seated during the trial's first day, Monday. Nearly 100 were brought into the courtroom, but more than half of them were quickly dismissed because they said they didn't think they could be fair and impartial. There were some decisions made during the first day. The judge ruled the infamous Access Hollywood tape will not be played, but prosecutors can use a transcript of it. A former Playboy model who says she had an affair with Trump will be allowed to testify.
A third person is now facing charges after a violent home invasion in Hope County last month. The sheriff's office says Cameron McNeil is now in jail on a $750,000 bond. He faces charges including attempted murder and robbery with a dangerous weapon. The charges stem from a home invasion on Loop Road on March 2nd. Video from inside the home shows intruders dressed in black breaking into a home and then grabbing a man. As Hope County deputies were trying to track down the intruders, one of them shot at a deputy's car. Investigators previously arrested Octavius Purcell as well as a juvenile. They say more arrests are still expected.
A person is recovering this morning after being hurt in a chlorine spill in Raleigh. It happened Monday afternoon at the Pool Specialist Supply Warehouse. This is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. Officials say a shelf holding chlorine containers collapsed and about 600 gallons spilled. The employee who was hurt is expected to be okay.
The mayor of the small town of Sharpsburg is due in court today on his third DWI charge since being elected. Robert Williams' most recent arrest was in February. He was also arrested on a DWI charge in December. And in 2018, he was charged with DWI on the night he was voted into office. He was reelected in 2021.
Another airline is moving to Terminal 1 at RDU International Airport. This is a live look out at the airport. Sun Country Airlines is the latest to make the move. It goes into effect tomorrow when the airline resumes its seasonal service. Breeze Airways also recently moved to Terminal 1. RDU is seeing major growth. The airport set a record for passenger traffic last year. It has added 4 new airlines, 25 new destinations, and almost 50 new routes in that time.
Today, school leaders in Wake County will talk about the budget for the coming school year. Superintendent Robert Taylor is proposing a $2.2 billion budget. It includes $58 million additional dollars from the county over last year. The board will be talking about the plan during a work session at 2:30 this afternoon. Their full meeting starts at 5:30, and the board is due to vote on the budget next month.
And happening right now in the WRAL Live Center, we're following some breaking news out of Denmark right now. Their old stock exchange building is on fire. There is a massive fire happening there right now. The spire has collapsed. Fire ripped through the historic building. It's in the center of the city in Copenhagen. People were inside that building when the fire started. They were all able to get out safely. Many were seen rushing out of that building with historical paintings that they wanted to save from the fire. No reported injuries so far. They still do not know how this fire started.
Michelle, thanks. First Lady Jill Biden is working to help community colleges in North Carolina. She made stops in Greensboro and Greenville yesterday, along with Governor Roy Cooper. She spoke about career-connected learning and took part in a roundtable discussion.
NC State's basketball teams are both still getting a lot of love from Wolfpack Nation. There was a huge crowd that came out to the Bell Tower last night to honor the players for their Final Four runs and celebrate right alongside them once again. After a magical month of basketball, those fans are still basking in the success of both teams. Raleigh Mayor Marianne Baldwin proclaimed April 15th NC State Men and Women's Basketball Day.
The search for a new chancellor takes another step today at North Carolina Central University. The Search Advisory Committee, looking for a replacement for Johnson Akalea, will hold a public meeting about the search at 11 this morning. Akinlea announced last month he will retire at the end of the academic year. He's been North Carolina Central's chancellor for nearly 8 years.
The Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark, University of Iowa.
As predicted, right at the top of the WNBA draft, Caitlin Clark joins the Indiana Fever. The all-time leading scorer in college history is already making a splash at the pro level as far as ticket sales. One ticket office says that 3 times the number of WNBA tickets have been sold for this season compared to this time last year. And the average price of those tickets has more than doubled. Clark's college rival, Angel Reese, is also headed to the WNBA. The Chicago Sky picked the LSU star 7th overall in last night's draft. Clark's Fever will play Reese's Sky for the first time June 16th. Coming up on What's Trending, more of the fan excitement about these new WNBA stars.
6:09, a warning for parents about melatonin, the new safety measures experts want to see as thousands of kids are ending up in the ER after taking the supplements.
And the search is on for vandals who destroyed an ancient rock formation in a national park. The punishment they could face for the damage they caused.
And we do have the potential for thunderstorms, but not until this evening. It is going to be a fairly hot day. I'll walk you through our chance for rain this evening and again tomorrow, which we just added to the forecast. Coming up.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:12, we have a beautiful sunrise in progress right now. This is a live look at Goldsboro. A little bit of cloud cover. We have a cold front that's crossing the area right now. It's not bringing us any rain, but it is bringing just a little bit more cloud cover than we saw for most of the day yesterday. Right now, 54 in Lewisburg, 59 in Tarboro, 57 Irwin, 57 Rocky Mount. Temperatures are mid 50s to low 60s, depending on where you are. Very comfortable. Our humidity will be low again today, but our afternoon highs will be on the hot side. Looking at 85, 86 degrees, just a couple of degrees cooler than yesterday. If you are walking the dog during the evening, once we get to 8 or 9 o'clock, we'll actually start to see a round of thunderstorms, especially in our southern counties. I'm going to walk you through the timeline for that and show you our chance now for Wednesday, too, coming up.
6:13, Elizabeth, just in, getting reports of a crash with injuries on Glenwood Avenue near the 440 interchange. So look out for a response there, including an ambulance. We're going to get some more details about that. Seeing a little bit of an inbound delay there as you head inside the Beltline back toward the 5 Points area. Also a report of a hit-and-run investigation on 40 westbound around the Rock Quarry Road interchange. Right now, we're not seeing any delay showing up on the sensors there. Renee?
Brian, thanks. The FBI has launched a criminal investigation related to the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse in Baltimore. Senior law enforcement officials are investigating the ship that hit the bridge. Federal agents boarded the 985-foot dolly with warrants Monday. Investigators are reportedly collecting data from the moments before and after the crash and bridge collapse. Yesterday, recovery crews pulled a fourth body from the wreckage that fell into the water. 2 more bodies have still not been recovered.
A new type of newspaper is connecting college students across the state to mental health resources. Mental Health Collaborative was led by students with the Daily Tar Heel. It features work from 9 college newsrooms, including the Duke Chronicle and NC State's Technician. The publication is entirely focused on mental health stories and informing students and staff about resources available to them. It's available in print and online. And for more information and resources, you can look for this story on WRAL.com under the Health tab.
The National Park Service is trying to identify people caught on video destroying an ancient rock formation. The video shows 2 men shoving sandstone chunks over the edge of an outcropping at Lake Mead National Recreation Area in Nevada. Park officials say the damage cannot be repaired. They say the men may face felony charges if they're caught.
NASA has confirmed debris that hit a Florida home was ejected from the International Space Station. Take a look at this. This object crashed through the roof of a Florida home last month. It's a piece of space junk made of metal alloy. Now, NASA says it was part of a pallet that was supposed to disintegrate while re-entering the Earth's atmosphere. NASA officials are investigating how the debris survived re-entry.
A health alert for parents who use melatonin. The number of children going to the ER after accidentally taking melatonin supplements is going up. The CDC recently found 11,000 children went to the ER between 2019 and 2022 after taking melatonin while unsupervised. The makers of those supplements are now being asked to tighten their standards. The Council for Responsible Nutrition says they should add child deterrent packaging and improve safety warnings on the labels. As a dietary supplement to help people go to sleep, melatonin is not federally regulated.
Closing in on 100 days away from the Summer Olympics in Paris, and the centerpiece of the Games is the Seine River. It'll not only be the venue for a one-of-a-kind opening ceremony, but French officials are hoping this iconic waterway will also be used for Olympic events. There's a cleanup effort happening now to get it ready.
And you were in the water?
Yeah.
And you're okay?
Do you think I'm
I'm good enough. There were concerns, but coming up on today, a look at the billion-dollar project to clean up the river to make it swimmable once again. Today starts at 7 o'clock, right after this newscast on WRAL.
Yeah, there are huge concerns about the water quality. Recent testing has shown high bacteria levels, and they'll have to test every day to see if they can hold the swimming events for the Olympics. We'll see how it all works out. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with our summer-like temperatures. You'd want to go swimming in these temperatures, but no pools are open.
No, not yet. It always seems like they open so late, but we'll actually have some cooler temperatures again by early next week, but definitely swimming weather for us this week. Wouldn't it be so neat? I'm sure they'd be really excited to have all these swimming events in the Seine. That'd be a neat thing. Beautiful sunrise in progress. We took a look at Goldsboro just a minute ago. There it is again. So beautiful. Apex Chapel Hill courtesy of Top of the Hill Restaurant. Of course, that is our newsroom there in Fayetteville. We are going to see some high cloud cover for us this morning because of this cold front moving through. It isn't producing showers and storms. Very early this morning, up until about 2 or 3 a.m., we still had a few storms in our eastern counties, but those have dissipated. The cold front will continue to slide southward. It's going to bring a little bit of cloud cover along with it, but we stay dry all the way up until the evening. This is 8 a.m. Again, a little bit of cloud cover here and there, partly cloudy at lunchtime, and then gradually the warm front starts to move back up to the north and east, and when it does, we'll likely have some showers and storms along with it. There's 9 p.m. So from, say, Raleigh southward to Fayetteville to Clinton to Goldsboro over toward Rocky Mount, that's where we'll likely have that potential for thunderstorms. The storms are not likely to reach severe criteria, which would be 58-mile-per-hour winds or stronger. So it will be blustery. It's going to be windy with these storms, and we'll see some heavy rain and lightning, but you may not see any warnings because it may just stay right underneath that severe criteria. How much rain are we looking at between now and Sunday? Probably a quarter of an inch to 3/4 of an inch. And, the weekend is kind of up in the air. Yesterday it was trending a little drier. Today it's trending a little wetter. So these numbers may fluctuate a little bit. 40% chance for tonight for those showers and thunderstorms. And then I just added a chance for Wednesday. The computer models are really starting to pick up on at least some light showers in the afternoon tomorrow. And then Saturday we'll also have a chance. Here's a look at Futurecast, and you can see early in the morning, we're fairly dry, but we get into the latter part of the afternoon. There's 2 o'clock, we're still dry. But after that, by 5 o'clock, we're starting to see some showers and some isolated thunderstorms. Sunday, if you were to take this literally, if we didn't see any changes on Sunday, it looks like it would be almost an all-day rain. But that's a completely different story than what we were looking at yesterday. And we'll have, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more days of computer model runs to look at before we get to Sunday. So just keep checking back, and we'll be fine-tuning that forecast. Once we get to Friday, we'll have the high resolution models for Sunday. We'll be able to time that out real well for you, Brian.
All right. It is 6:20 right now. We still have that crash, apparently a crash with injuries on Glenwood Avenue, just inside the belt line. I'm seeing some delay showing up on the sensors there as you head down toward that National Drive intersection. Just want to keep that in mind this morning. Not seeing big backups, but remember, when you see flashing lights, you do need to move over at least one lane to give them some room to work. Also, a hit-and-run investigation underway right now on 40 westbound. Right around Rock Quarry Road. Not seeing any delays there, but same thing. When you see those flashing lights, scoot over one lane. Still quiet on the western side of the triangle with no trouble showing up in Durham right now. Of course, that's likely to change later this morning. And as you head to work or school, you can listen to us live on the radio. WRAL News Plus at 99.3 FM in Raleigh and 96.5 FM in Durham.
A dad whose daughter was in a bus crash says the school didn't take her injuries seriously.
She said, "Dad, I kept telling them, my head's hurting, it's pounding, can y'all check my head?"
The confusion, he says, followed the crash and how the school system is responding.
Keanu Reeves' next big screen role will be in a different form. The character he'll be voicing in an upcoming kids movie. And what's trending?
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Caitlin Clark is now officially a member of the Indiana Fever, and the team's fans are already filling the arena.
This is amazing. Brian Schrader here now with What's Trending. Brian.
1,000 showed up at the team's arena last night just to watch the draft pick on the big screen.
Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark.
More than 17,000 fans had tickets for the draft party, which the team put on to celebrate that big moment. Some of Clark's new teammates also were at the party, and they shared their excitement with the fans there. That's a big night.
Look at it. They got the 22 Caitlin Clark jerseys ready to go there. By the way, they're $100 online right now for those jerseys. But she got her college number. And be honest, how many folks just learned there was an Indiana fever in the WNBA?
Right.
But I mean, they packed their home arena. That's not where the draft was. They just watched it on the big screen, so they are excited.
That was the watch party.
Yeah, totally excited.
Balloons and everything.
Impressive.
Everything.
It's exciting. Keanu Reeves is going from hitman to hedgehog. The John Wick star is bringing his voice to the big screen for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Reeves will voice Shadow. The character made its debut in a post-credits scene of the second film in the series. The new one comes out in December.
Shadow is the anti-hero hedgehog, antagonistic to Sonic, the main character. Ben Schwartz will voice Sonic, and Jim Carrey will also be voicing a character in this movie. Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the first one came out in 2020, and as Hollywood's MO is, they could just keep rolling out with sequels. So
keep making them. I'll wait for Brian's review on it.
Yes.
Keep waiting.
Brian, thanks. Tomorrow, the Harlem Globetrotters are making their way to Raleigh to help support children facing poverty. The team will play at PNC Arena. A portion of all ticket sales will go toward Red Nose Day. This annual fundraising campaign helps keep kids safe, healthy, and educated. The Globetrotters will also be in Fayetteville on Friday.
The Body Island Lighthouse on Nags Head will reopen for climbing this Friday. The lighthouse is recognized by its unique horizontal black and white stripes there. You still need a ticket to go up. They go on sale every day at 7 a.m.
A fun thing to do at the Outer Banks. Former President Trump will be in a New York courtroom all week, but this weekend he plans to be in North Carolina, where he'll be for a rally as he looks toward the November election.
And school day forecast, nice and mild this morning with temperatures in the mid-60s and another hot afternoon at 85. So shorts and t-shirts will be great for the kids, and they won't need their raincoats or their umbrellas. We won't see showers and thunderstorms until this evening. I'll show you the timeline coming up.
And surveillance video is giving us a closer look at this plane crash we brought to you as breaking news yesterday morning. The report we're expecting from the FAA after this shocking crash onto a city street.